I can only look at how my team are playing, and they're doing everything that I want them to do, or they did everything I want them to do in terms of an attacking sense the other night. So that's why I was so pleased. And I don't get the fact that the game was tight or it was a scare or anything like that. I thought we had good control of the game for long periods.
The scoreline, the way the scoreline went during the night, you were 1 down, got back to 1 each, 2-1 down, got back to 2 each. That possibly maybe throws a different light on your stats.
But if you're at the game, the game I'm seeing is we could have been 3 up after 5 or 6 minutes. We came out of the blocks brilliantly, and we were cutting Livingston open, and we worked their goalkeeper really well, and they scored with the first 4 into our box. But the reaction was good because the players had the belief that they were doing the right things. So I have to look at that as a manager and forget about all the sound bites of the game and look at the whole performance. That's why I was annoyed by the last half hour on Saturday, because it wasn't what I wanted. And sometimes people can overlook the overall performance and just analyse the goals, if you want to call it that, but there's far more to the game than just the goals. And the way we played was very, very pleasing.
That must be pleasing for you, that your message is getting through to the players and they're following out now your instructions.
Yeah, and handling the game, because obviously it could have went the other way, and it was a potential banana skin because Livingston are a very good team, but we dominated a very good team, and we've done that in the majority of the games. So I think sometimes that can get overlooked by the scoreline, and we haven't got what we've deserved in some of the games this season as well in terms of our dominance in games. So like I said, the last half hour was a bit perplexing for me on Saturday, because we've been playing really well in the majority of all the other games.
And undoubtedly, it's an attractive team to watch going forward. But you always seem to give your opponents an opportunity as well. Does that tell us that it's still very much work in progress for yourself?
Yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is. I think a few players have been a bit off colour for one reason or another. We've lost McGregor, who is a stalwart of the defence. But I don't want us to be the great entertainers. I quite like keeping clean sheets, and we haven't kept one in the league yet, so I'm looking for one come this Saturday. But as long as we are still in an attacking vein of form and with the quality that we have, then I think we'll win more games than lose. But there's certainly room for tightening up, in certain aspects of our game.
And you kept a clean sheet the last time you were up there, I think, in the League Cup.
Yeah. It was a good game. Could have went either way. I like Ross County as a club. I think they're a good model. Got a great chairman there, and Jim's done a very good job along with Doddsy. And it's going to be a tough game. We can't look too much into the Celtic game at the weekend, because Celtic do that to most teams, as again we've seen last night. So it's going to be a very competitive game, and I think one that both teams will be going looking for them in.
I was asking Lewis if the fact that you go away overnight and you're away as a team, does that help bring the team a bit more together and maybe help in trying to get them to achieve what you want?
Yeah, I think it's important. For every game you stay away. It's important for me because I know where they are. I know what they're eating. I know they're getting the right amount of rest, and they are together. I think we had a good trip the last time we went up there, despite the length of travel, and we played very well. So I'm looking for similar. But yeah, I agree with that sentiment that having them together, not all the time, but for away trips, is important that we prepare as best we can, and that would include staying away.
What do you think is the biggest lesson that your players are taking on board in terms of the difference between the Championship and the Premiership? And I don't just mean the obvious of better quality teams. To do with in the game and tactics and whatnot, what do you think they're learning?
I think you've touched on it already. I think there's certainly more quality. I think the tempo of the game. I think they're not going to dominate every game that maybe they did in the Championship last year, and they've got to get used to that teams coming after them and pressing them, and the way they press aggressively as well. I think that's been a bit of a learning curve for them. But in the majority of the games, I've been pretty comfortable with the way we've played. And of course, the defending set pieces, the delivery, the quality of delivery is better. And I feel we should be dealing with it better than what we have done with the players that I've got. But I think they're finding their feet okay. We've lost one game, you know, that's the crux of it, and we could and should be, but it's all hypothetical now, sitting second or third on the table quite comfortably with the performances that we've had. So there's a lot of encouraging things to go through as well. We just need to stamp out the sloppiness at times, and you know, the lack of seeing out bad moments in games at times.
Is that communication between the defence and the goalkeeper?
No.
Is that?
It's communication all over the park.
Because I mean, you've built a good defence, and I know Darren's out now, but you've got Darren, you've got Paul, you've got Effie, you've got Lewis, and you've got David, you've got Stephen. I mean, these names are teams that every club in the league would like to have in their ranks, you know. So why are they sometimes making these errors that you can't really legislate for? You know?
It's a good question. You know, again, we're talking about predominantly the last half hour, and we're right to do that because it was out of left field. It was consistent mistake after mistake, and that's where I need someone to step up and go, right, you know, there was one stage where Motherwell had a shot, went over the bar, and then you're thinking, right, someone settle us down now, take the sting out of it and go and play in their half, and it never materialised. And that's what we talked about on Sunday, just managing the game that bit better, and they should be able to do that with the quality and the experience that they have. Now maybe it's a one-off, I'm hoping that it is, because I haven't seen too much of that sort of nervousness creeping in. But I have to remember as well, we have taken a step up, and we're not going to dominate every game like we have done in the past, and we have to sort of see out the bad moments or bad 15 minutes in games when we're under pressure better.
How pleased have you been with Anthony's impact? He seems to be becoming a real, we know what qualities he's got from what he's done in the past, but he's starting to become a real pivotal player for you.
Fantastic, he's playing really well, and I didn't want anyone else to take the penalty the other night other than him. You know, he's playing, his touch is good, his fitness is good, and he's always had the talent, and he's a good finisher once he's in there, so he's leading by example, and it's been a really good start to his spell here. I think it's 7-7 he's got now, so he's on a really good run of form, and not only his goals but his link-up play and what he brings to the team is everything that we've been asking for, really.
What should the expectation for the team be? Obviously you mentioned where you think they should be in comparison to where you think they are. I mean, what should fans have an expectation for?
I don't know, I mean, it's always difficult to predict, you know, where we should be in the league, as tough as this. But I'm just looking at the games overall, and I think, you know, we should be sitting in the top 4 by now. We're not, so we have to make that happen. We have to earn the right to do that. But in the games, when I look at, you know, Dundee away, St Johnstone away, we've totally dominated the games. We've dropped 2 points there in both those games. So that's 4 points we could have been better off. We're 2-0 up at home to Motherwell, so another 2 points dropped. So realistically, we could be sitting on 15 points, and that would have pleased me a lot more. Now we've got some big games coming up in the league, Celtic in a fortnight, Aberdeen as well. And they're the games I know they're going to be right for. You know, I know that the mentality is going to be spot on. It's the rest of the games like this one's going to test us. You know, and we don't have a divine right to win it, so we need to get past that. But are we good enough to go there and win the game? Yeah, we are. So it's all about how we approach the game in the right fashion, and, you know, maintain that throughout the game rather than, you know, have a bad spell of 15-20 minutes where we completely switch off.
So they kind of thrive under more of an underdog environment?
I think so, yeah. I think so. I think that's been the psychology of the club for a long, long time. And then when the expectation is a little bit more, we don't seem to reach the same heights, but that's a subconscious thing. You know, when I was at Leicester City and you go into Old Trafford playing against Keane and Scholes and Giggs and Beckham, subconsciously you use your game because you want to play against the best. And then you play Wimbledon the week later, and it's very hard to subconsciously, you know, reach that level again. What we have to do is find a consistency of performance week in, week out, and I think we will. We're in a semi-final. You know, that's a huge boost to the squad, something to really look forward to. And now we can park that and really focus on winning some games again.
Is that a change in mindset, you think, then, Neil, that's been needed? You've had it, you've been at a successful club, you know anything other than a victory is just unacceptable.
I want to bring that here, Brian, but maybe I'm asking too much, if you know, maybe I'm trying to do it too quickly. But we have to, you know, try and maintain the standards that we set. We can't go one really good game or two really good games and then have a massive drop in quality. You know, we have to be more consistent in our level of performance.
That's the standards, though, isn't it? That's
yeah.
That you want to get to.
But I've seen them reach that, you know, well, not on occasion, plenty of times, and then all of a sudden, out of left field comes this performance where you go, where'd that come from? But I have to accept that we are not Celtic and we are not Rangers, but we can strive to, you know, maybe not reach those standards on a consistent basis, but be in and around it.
How's David Gray?
He's not as bad as we first feared. You know, he's walking better today. I don't think he's going to make the weekend, but hopefully he should be fit for Celtic. That's what we're hoping. You know, he's moving well. He's not feeling it when he's walking, so it's just a minor strain there. Any
other ailments, injuries?
No, I think everyone else is okay. Brandon walked off train this morning with a slight hip problem, but we're hoping he'll be able to train tomorrow.
We have one eye on what's happening at Ibrox on Saturday. What's the first goal from you?
Not really. Well, we'll play Celtic a week later, but I mean, Celtic on the TV. I know Celtic inside out, like, you know. So no, we're focusing on Ross County and let them two scrap it out.